Well, it's a second consecutive final for Lahore, and that too in Lahore. The winning runs by Shaheen Shah Afridi. What a win for Lahore Qalandars. They have made it to the finals yet again. Jubilation all round by Atif Rana. Disappointing for Babar Azam and his men. They've done well, but it wasn't good enough in the end. What a performance. We've seen some contributions today from all the players today from Lahore Qalandars. Sam Billings is definitely one of them who's contributed in a winning cause. Just a quick reminder of how things went. Peshawar Zalmi opted to bat and they made 171 for 5 in their 20 overs. Haris was the top scorer for them. It was a fantastic knock by him. But in response, the player development program player Tahir Beg was the top scorer. He made 54 in 42 contributions from the rest. And in the end, Qalandars winning by 4 wickets. What a treat for the fans in Lahore here. They've won yet again and they've made it to the final. They won last year. They are the defending champions. All that pressure aside, it was a brilliant performance with the bat and the ball. And with me in the studio, I've got a very, very special guest. Sam Billings joins us alongside Nick Knight. Sam, welcome to the pit side. It's great to have you here. Firstly, congratulations. This is the second time in a row that Lahore Qalandars have made it to the finals. Yeah, opening thoughts from you. How do you feel about making it to the finals once again?
Yeah, good performance as players. Yeah, you want to be involved in finals. You want to be winning competitions. So, yeah, I don't think we've played our best cricket the last couple of games, but when it's a sign of a good side, when people are stepping up and you put in a good performance to get the result when you need it.
Your own contribution, just in the context of things, was extremely important. It wasn't ever going to be easy chasing here because we've seen what the venue stats are like. Batting first is much more easier. Just in that sense, I mean, what was it like out there?
Yeah, Tahir was playing beautifully, wasn't he? Really timing the ball nicely. I think with these pitches, especially at the moment, it's about getting those partnerships together, and it's amazing how momentum can shift so rapidly. So we saw last night, as soon as a couple of wickets went down, Islamabad really struggled to get that momentum back. So kind of managing that middle phase of the game, you can lose the game, but you can't win the game in that middle phase. So it's just kind of playing smart cricket, getting those partnerships together, and we know that with the power we've got at the back end, that we can really kind of see the game through. So, like I said, ideally I would have liked to be there at the end, and Tahir the same, but it's just managing that period in the middle.
Well done. What do you reckon the key moment was for you, winning that game?
Oh, I think maybe that free hit that didn't get given in the first innings. Well, I think we got away with that one. That Fakir caught on the boundary. But yeah, I think Tahir, when he really got that big over after the timeout, he went 4-4-6. And just kind of the change of the momentum was really good then.
When you were batting with Sikandar out there, what were you talking about? Did you feel confident? How were you trying to get yourself over the line? Yeah,
Sikandar plays his best when he's really positive, and so his role is always to really put that kind of intent into the game. So for me, that scenario is about seeing the game through and being the experienced head at the other end. And
is that what you talked about at the timeout? Because you had a little bit of a time to discuss there. Was that the sort of thing you discussed then?
That was with Tahir at the time, yeah. For him to keep on playing that natural game, that really positive game, like he did until he probably got out. But for me, it was about taking the game as deep as possible, and I didn't need to, but just managing when the rate does tend to go up, I would have needed to kind of assess and really put the momentum down for me as well. So it was just, I didn't need to today, but it was just trying to manage the game there.
Let's be honest.
That made sense, by the way.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah. Let's be honest, bowling's not been great, as you say, I think, at the start. How will Shaheen, what sort of captain is he? Will he sort of haul the troops in and say, we've got to do this better, blah, blah, or will he just sort of move on to tomorrow and hope it goes better? What sort of captain is he?
He's been brilliant, I think, throughout the whole course of the competition. First time he's bowled 3 overs at the start of the power play today. And I think we've been over-eager to try and get those wickets. Yeah. We know it's swung, and we know actually it's done quite a bit with the new ball, when actually just top of the stumps, hitting a really good hard length, nice and straight, really works well. He made Baba play a miss early, and I think we're just going searching for it at the start. So they were 104, I think, after 11 overs, and we did brilliantly to peg them back. We're brilliant at the end. I think as long as, and against a top quality side tomorrow, we really need to start well as well.
You were leading the chats at some point, as we picked up that you were doing all the team chats at half point. What were you saying?
Well, we had a really good batters meeting yesterday, and it's all about, especially on this wicket as opposed to Rawalpindi, where you need to go in and just really attack the game at Rawalpindi. Today, well, on this wicket, you can't do that. There's an element of batsmanship. You need to bat in partnerships, and it's about momentum and wrestling that momentum back when it's out of your grasp. And yeah, I think a bit more thinking on this type of wicket as opposed to just skill and attacking the whole time.
You're playing Multan tomorrow. That is a huge one because it's a repeat of what we saw last year, Lahore Qalandars versus Multan Sultans. Different opposition though altogether. They're also looking really good on paper. They've got a bit of momentum going. I mean, what kind of strategy do you discuss? Because when you look at the oppositions, everybody's got their own strengths and weaknesses. So up against Multan, I mean, how do you rate them, and how do you think you're going to prepare against somebody like them?
They're a very good team. I'm not going to give too many secrets away, but yeah, it's a great point. We didn't play well enough the other day, so in terms of our plans, in terms of our thinking, yeah, we're clear on how we wanted to put that right the other day. Like I said, we had some really good meetings yesterday, just around that clarity and the roles within the team. So yeah, hopefully you'll see a very different side to the other day.
Also, just on Tahir Beg, you know, he was given opportunities at the start as well of the tournament, but he's come through at a very, very important time, just when you needed him to come through. So it shows that Qalandars has this belief in their players, regardless of what kind of form they're in. Is that the mood in the camp as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when he gets going and hits the cricket ball, it's beautiful to watch, really languid. It's an amazing story. No first-class cricket, no real kind of professional cricket under his belt. So to come in the tournament and play like that, he's really disappointed not to see the game through with the shot he played. But, I mean, everything up until that point was brilliant. And he felt a little bit under pressure when we were out there, and you could sense the emotion running ABD out, and just trying to calm him down and have that experience, and just to really just relax and keep playing his way. And he'll take a huge amount of learning tonight. The way he played and in a situation like that was amazing. So huge, I mean, amazing talent. He hits balls where shouldn't go for four, and he hits them so crisply. So yeah, definitely a huge talent to watch.
And Shaheen, just at the toss, he was saying that he would have opted to bowl first as well, considering all the rain around and everything. The venue stats.
I think he's lying. I think he. Yeah, I think he was playing a few mind games because he lost the toss.
Right, so just for all the teams that are Multan, if you're playing tomorrow, you should know that Shaheen has a few tricks up his sleeve and he plays a bit. But just in terms of, I mean, we're talking about Lahore as a venue and how it favors the teams batting first. I mean, is it easy to chase? You've just been there, done that. And you spoke about how it sort of gets difficult in the middle. But just in terms of the conditions and how the wicket plays, does it get tougher?
Yeah, without a doubt, it definitely changes. The characteristics of the pitch definitely do change at the halfway stage. There was only one game, I think I said to you today, there was one game against Zalmi actually in the group stage where the dew came in and it felt like the wicket got better. Apart from that, it definitely has changed and got harder to bat. Like I said, don't get me wrong, we played nicely tonight, but I think they certainly helped with the bowling, and Wahab being a huge miss with his hamstring as well, with only really 4.5 bowlers to kind of bowl. Yeah, that was a huge turning point in the game as well. So yeah, as well as we played, I think it's just taking the learnings from tonight, and we might have to chase again, but if we keep our kind of game plan and that real clarity, I think we'll give ourselves a good chance.
All right, I'm not going to keep you here on that note. You can go back to your ice baths, you know, just relax there, because you don't have much time. You have to come back here in 24 hours and deliver a good one as well. Thank you so much, Sam, for being here. It's always a pleasure having you here. Nick, you got to stay here because we've still got...
I've not got to go to the ice bath. That's really good news. Those days are long gone.
Long gone. Those days are long gone, thankfully. But yeah, we're talking about Lahore Qalandars. We're talking talking about Peshawar Zalmi. Perhaps not the best bowling performance, but in terms of their batting, they definitely had 1 star. He's been the most consistent performer for them this HBL PSL. I'm talking about Mohammad Haris. He's also our master blaster for today.